Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Please do me a favor and let me know if you love this country in the comment section. Also, let me know one thing that you're appreciative for or grateful for. All right. Thank you so much for pulling up and clicking the play button. Hopefully, you hit that like button as well. And it looked like 57% of you are not subscribed to the channel. So, hopefully, you see something in this video that will make you subscribe to the channel. Okay. All right.
I just got done listening to Ilhan Omar talk about how horrible and terrible and dirty and everything else that this country is. Denigrating this country, denigrating half of the people in it. This country has been very kind, benevolent, and gracious to her and countless others. We gave her asylum. We gave her a place to live. We gave her an education. We gave her a pathway to become a sitting United States congressman. But to me, it goes deeper than that. See, I'm an Iraq and Afghanistan veteran. I was 22 years old when those planes flew into those buildings, and me and thousands of other young men across this country answered the call to go over there and combat this evil that was on our shores, that had finally hit us. And what we were told over and over again is that we go over there and we fight them over there, we will not have to fight them here. And now here we are. We're retired. We're out. We're ready to start pursuing a life of our own. And what does this country do to that enemy that we went over there and we fought to keep over there because that's what we were told? We kissed our families goodbye. I watched my wife cry while I got on that bus to go to the airport or go to the airfield. I watched my son cry because he didn't know if or when he was going to see me again. And then I come home. I've been retired for 8 years. And I come home and what are we seeing? We're seeing entire communities being taken over by the very people that we fought to keep off of our shores. Dearborn Mission is completely freaking taken over. Now we have mosques in Minnesota, Texas, Missouri, all over the country, promoting Sharia law. Do we really have to tell people that Sharia law is incompatible with the United States Constitution? We were told that if we fought them over there, we would not have to fight them here. But what do we have? What did you do? You elected it mayor of New York. You gave it Senate seats in Minnesota. Now I want you to turn around. I want you to find an Iraq and Afghanistan veteran somewhere around you, and I want you to look them in the eye and tell them why they should not feel betrayed. Do it. I dare you.
Now, this right here is the anger that needs to be out there on the internet. Not all of this false flagging, people acting as if they're upset about something just so that they can go against Trump and Trump's administration, because that's exactly what's happening. They're acting like American citizens are picking foreigners, people who aren't even citizens, over other American citizens. And we see that every single day. The people that's out there trying to throw barricades and fight ICE, those aren't immigrants. Those are people who are on the left, who are trying to stir up mischief and prevent progress, not realizing that what we're doing is for the good of everyone in this country. Because when we don't do it correctly, two National Guardsmen in the middle of their shift, 20 years old and 24 years old, end up being unalived while working. Who knows, man? They were young. They had their whole lives ahead of them. They were probably out there just, walking the block, enjoying the fresh air of Washington, D.C., and knowing, because the young lady, from what I heard, she wanted to do more. She wanted to be more involved. Like, what can we do? Can we arrest people? Can we investigate? No, we just need for you to just secure the block, make sure it's okay. That's it. And if it goes somewhere else, it goes somewhere else. Just know that you're trained for it and you will be called for it and you're ready to answer the bell. That's all that's necessary. And this retired Afghan and Iraq combat vet says that he feels betrayed. He's not the only one, though. We have another one. Check this out right here. And if you have not hit the subscribe button already, please make sure you do so. All right. Thank you, guys.
Afghanistan, there was a saying that we as Americans have the watches, but the Afghans own the time. They're very patient. And over the weekend, I was sharing stories of what I witnessed as a platoon leader in Afghanistan in 2010. You know, the Afghan elders that I had to conduct key leader engagements with, they had small little boys that were called shy boys, maybe 8 or 9 years old.
All right, guys, real quick. So one of the best parts about being a content creator is that companies reach out to us and they send us things for free. So CozyEarth.com has reached out to us and said they want to send us some pajama sets, some blankets, some sheets. I said, give me one of those bamboo pajama sets. I want one of them bubble cuddle blankets. That's what I want. And I want some sheets as well. Why? Because the holiday season is coming up. And one of my favorite parts is chilling with my family in my pajamas, under a blanket, talking sugar honey iced tea, eating snacks. And I want to extend that to you all as well. It's risk-free when you go to their website. 100-day trial, trying on their stuff, sleeping in it, seeing how you like it. Also a 10-year warranty on their items as well. This weekend only. From Thanksgiving all the way to Cyber Monday, when you go to CozyEarth.com and you put in the code LFR, you're going to get 40% off. Yeah, 40% off. It's the best deal of the year. And wrap the ones you love in luxury with CozyEarth.com.
Shy boys, maybe 8 or 9 years old, who were at every single one of our meetings giving us tea. And my Afghan interpreter told me that those young boys were sold into sexual slavery, and their parents were willing to sell their children in hopes that they would be able to be sent to Kabul to get a higher education from these elders. But my interpreter proudly told me that many of these young boys would grow up to become men, and they'd come back and they would kill those elders. But also the Afghans would beat their women. They have no respect for women. And I had 3 strong, brave women attached to my unit. They're members of my female engagement team, and they all just so happened to be blonde haired. And we had to constantly protect them from our Afghan allies in the Afghan Border Patrol. But when we'd go out on a foot patrol, you'd have these sick Afghan men just hover around them. So I'm trying to warn people that these aren't folks that you want in your neighborhood. These aren't people that you want in control of your city council. They will tell you everything that you want to hear on the campaign trail. But as we've seen in Dearborn, Michigan, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, even in Texas, that there are these radical Islamists that will say whatever they can to get into power. But once they reach a tipping point, when they feel like they can dominate you, they will. And that culture I was talking about in Afghanistan, that was mainstream. My military commanders told us just to focus on the mission, and we had to bite our tongue on a lot of what we saw over there. You had a lot of husbands and fathers that saw how these people beat their women, how they raped their boys, and we wanted to protect them, but we were told to stand down.
Wow.
Yeah, Mark, and
wow.
You know, we actually have this clip, and I wasn't even intending on playing this with you. I was going to play it separately, but since you brought it up, I want to play it. Clip 6 highlights how families, fathers, are selling their daughters in Afghanistan to pedophiles. Take a listen.
5 years old, 7 years, 9 years, 6 years old. These are girls already sold into marriage, many too young to even know their own ages. 8 years, they're often prompted by their guardians. 6 years, the husbands they'll go to are a decade or more older. The last to talk is 5 years old.
So sad, man.
The youngest, in her father's arms, is a 7-month-old baby given in lieu of medical bills. The girls have no say. This in one of Afghanistan's poorest villages. And the deprivation here means girls are being sold into marriage earlier and more often. There's not enough room in the tent for all the parents who want to show us their young daughters they've sold. We don't want to sell them, she says, but we're poor and we have to eat. Hajira had fetched an above-average price, more than $6,000. Then she got injured, and the deal was called off. I'd already sold her to a family, her father tells us, but they brought her back when she got injured and said they couldn't take care of her, so I never got any of the money. Now he's on the hunt for another buyer. Once final payments made for his eldest daughter, she'll be sent to her new family. She wants to study and is too young to question what's happening.
When you got married?
So as you can see here,
wow.
It's just an ongoing issue that's never ending. And it's devastating to sit back and watch all of this, Mark, because this is normal for them. And I remember when we were taking in these Afghans after the failed withdrawal from Joe Biden's administration, There was a service member who was sexually assaulted, according to reports, on a military base. I believe it was in New Mexico. And we rarely heard anything else about that, but we were just told that she was sexually assaulted by a group of these men. We don't know if they were ever deported. We don't know whatever happened to them. I tried to follow up. I submitted FOIA requests. They won't give me any information in regards to it. And so, yeah, time and time again, this is what we're dealing with. This is the reality that we're dealing with. And enough is enough with this. I don't understand why we continue to allow this. You know, I live in Texas, and you mentioned it. Plano, Texas has been taken over in certain areas. And, you know, Epic is well known for this. But, I mean, they've literally named streets after Islamic conquerors. And we're sitting here pretending like this isn't going on here.
Jesus.
But, Mark, it's very obvious that it is. And, you know, very few are willing to call it out. Why do you think everyone's so afraid to talk about this issue?
Well, I'm telling all of America, you need to wake up and open your eyes.
They're afraid to talk about it because they don't want to be seen as xenophobic, Islamophobic. There's some suckers. But we got kids being sold, and these are not even American kids. But guess what? If you have a heart for God, you care about all children. Children and fools are protected. When you look in the Bible, those are the ones who are protected. Children and fools, okay? And I have 2 daughters. I cannot imagine being in a position where I have to sell my kids in order for us to eat. Breeding daughters with the goal to sell them to the highest bidder. I can't even fathom that thought. It's ridiculous. What they're doing is, and I get it. This is their culture. And I'm not going to disrespect their culture. I'm not trying to disrespect their culture, but who's protecting the children? Because at the end of the day, children are children no matter where they're birthed, regardless of where they're born. They are children, man. They're not brought here to be treated like damn dogs.
And it starts in New York City with this mayoral race, but these people are conquerors. And those images that you've shown of those parents who are willing to sell their children in Afghanistan, I saw that time and time again in 2010. I'm a husband. I'm a father of 3 young children. One of the most influential books I read was called Father, the Family Protector. That is our role. These are the type of people that we are inviting into our country, that we're allowing to take over cities in Minnesota and Texas, and now maybe New York City. The women that are attached to my unit, if we wouldn't protect them, they would have been beaten and raped by those Afghan men. They have no respect for our culture. They have no love for America. They want to dominate us.
And here's the thing that blows my mind. And thank you so much. That was Brianna Morello's channel that she has on X. She has a show on InfoWars, and the gentleman that was speaking, his name is Mark Lucas. Here's the thing, guys. When these people come here, they're not coming here to assimilate to American culture. They're coming to do their own thing, what they were doing in Afghanistan. That's exactly what they're doing. The same way they're doing it. The Somalians are bringing their culture here, and they're going to live their culture. And this is what's happening. This will happen on American soil. Young daughters will be birthed and sold at 9 years old like it's nothing. It's sad, man. The little boys will be trained up to do exactly what their fathers did, which is hate Western culture, Western civilization, America. And mischief will happen on our soil. It's going to happen. All because somebody dropped the damn ball. This is crazy, man. Thank y'all so much for pulling up and being a part of the conversation. Hopefully you got something from this. If you did, feel free to like this video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel, because as I said before, it shows that 57% of you are not subscribed to the channel. And I would love for it to be a lot more of you who are subscribed to the channel, at least 50% of you guys. So let's try to get those numbers up, subscribing, and I would love to see you on the next video. Check out our playlist, and you have an amazing. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from 0 to monetization in under 30 days. days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.